And we are live. What up, players? Welcome to another episode of Player Life. It is Tuesday, April 12th, here in Tokyo, Japan. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you may be. Um, yeah. Man, I've just been watching the crypto charts. God, it's like a falling knife. Falling knife, interesting times, interesting times. How low will it go? That is the question. How low will it go? Um, by the dip, but it keeps on dipping. That's the meme. But yeah, today's episode. I've been watching. I found this kind of this channel on YouTube. It's called Soft White Underbelly. I just found it a few days ago and kind of binged on it a little bit. It's about this guy. He goes around America and he interviews like all kinds of people, generally down and out, strange people that have messed up stories, messed up lives. Prostitutes, rapists, murders, all kinds. It's interesting. Definitely interesting to watch. But I saw one particular episode where he interviews this. Let's just call her a sex worker or a 304. But yeah, no, it was interesting. I mean, it's just there's some lessons to be learned in it. Um, just how, he basically got scammed. Like the guy got swindled. I mean, the guy got swindled by this 304 for trying to help her out. Because he kind of trusted her, and I guess he simped for her. He was simping. So it's just another example of how simping never pays. All right, never pays. It's not gonna pay. You're not gonna be a hero. You're not gonna You're not gonna be appreciated for it. You're just gonna be a simp, and you're gonna get ripped off, and you're gonna get swindled. Thing is, guys get swindled by 304s every day of the week, except they don't make a Netflix series about it. No one cares when guys get swindled. I mean, it just it just happens. People are used to it. People understand that it's a thing. But if a guy does it to a girl, then it's a big, they make a Netflix series about it because it you know. But yeah. Before we get into that, just want to share something, bring something to your attention. Um, Let me just share it. Okay, so this is a workshop being ran by Thor, Red Pill Thor. Um, so it's basically a video webinar on game. If you're interested in game, if you're watching this channel, I'm pretty sure you're interested in game. It's going to be a webinar, right? So it's a one-time thing, one time only. And it's going to feature Red Pill Thor, Sterling Cooper, myself, Mike DAYGAME, HUDs, and Afi Kingdom. And we're all going to be talking about game. Well, different aspects of game. So this is going to be held on April 25th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. I need to double check. I need to check. Is that Eastern Standard Time? Think it is. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna need to double check that. But yeah. Yeah. So it's a workshop webinar on level 9,000 game. How to get started with threesome game, harem game, BDSM, lifestyle, escalation, erotic dirty talk, and much more. So I mean, it's you know, it's gonna be interesting. Definitely a pretty cool lineup of speakers. Um, so yeah, hopefully I don't get hopefully this episode doesn't get taken down for showing this picture, but it's not revealing anything too much. I think it's kind of blurred out. But it's definitely, if you're interested in living a DGen lifestyle, kind of, having an interesting sex life, then this could be a workshop, that could really help you level up. It's a one-time only thing, so you know if you're interested, click on the link in my description, and yeah, get in on it. Why not? um you know it could help you out a lot. Could change your life, bring more pleasure into your life. Yeah, speaking of threesomes, well, not quite a threesome, but you know it was so I'll fill you in on a little story, just before I get it, before I do some commentary on the video, um about the sex worker that scammed the guy. Anyway, yeah, so I met this guy out a while ago. He was, I'm not gonna say names. I'm not gonna say, but he's a foreign guy in Tokyo, and he seemed like a cool guy. We talked. I told him about my degenerate lifestyle. How I kind of player lifestyle I live, and he was kind of, he seemed pretty interested in it. He was. But the thing is, he had a girlfriend, and you know. Like straight up, like kind of, we'd been talking about sex, and out of the blue, he kind of said, you know, do you want to bang my girlfriend? And I was like, I mean, nothing really shocks me anymore. Nothing really, I'm like, oh my god, you bang your girl. I'm like, I know there's guys out there like that. Like it's not, I don't know, it's just not that big a deal for me. But yeah, I guess it was kind of surprising. But yeah, I mean, yeah, long story short, I basically went round to to his to his girlfriend's place while he was there, and I banged her in front of him. It's not everyone's cup of tea. It's not for everyone. But I mean, this is the kind of thing we're going to be discussing in Thor's workshop. I mean, if you're interested in living that kind of, like, having those kind of experiences, being, I mean, that's called, when you do something like that, that's called, like, you're basically, I think, it's known as, I think everyone's familiar with the word cuckold. You're cucking the guy. There's a lot of guys with fetishes out there for stuff like that. You might not believe it. If you're not into it, you might not, like, you might find it hard to comprehend, but the stats don't lie, the numbers don't lie. I mean, look up Pornhub statistics, and yeah, there's a lot of, it's a very common fetish, even though a lot of guys would not admit it. But yeah, some guys act on it. A lot of guys would just have it as a fantasy, but some guys actually act on it. Like they'll actually go ahead with it and do it. Like they'll get some guy, as in me, to go around and bang their girlfriend, and I'll happily do it. I will oblige. Um, but yeah, that just happened on Sunday. It was kind of hilarious. You know, I don't think I've ever done that. I think that was my first time to do that. Like, right, like literally in front of a guy. Like, I've done, like, trust me, I've done a lot of shit. Like, I've done threesomes, foursomes, you name it. Been to sex parties, all kinds of stuff. But like, to go around and, yeah, it was nothing on me. It was a good time in my opinion. Yeah, but there's, I know another one of my friends in Tokyo. I mean, he does it on the regular. Um, he does it on the regular. Like, he gets, like, yeah. So it's just like I said, it's not surprising to me. PH says, you are not worried he will stab you while you are banging her. Well, let me tell you, I didn't know this. He's not a friend of mine. Like, I don't really, I've just met him out like a few times. So I really can't call him a friend. I wouldn't, he's not a friend. An acquaintance. I met him a few times. So this was like, it was not while I was banging, but um, while I was on my way to her place, because he was at her place. Um, actually, I went to a certain, I went to meet him at a certain spot because he was going to take me to her house. When I met him at the station, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, it was in the back of my head. Is this some kind of setup? But like, I was very tuned in. Let's just say. I mean, like, I was very cautious about where we were going. What kind of if, but I mean, yeah, it I on the way there, on the way to his place, certainly was yeah, certainly it was in the back of my head. Like, it wasn't. I was like, is this some kind of setup? Am I gonna get like? He's gonna stab me? Is this gonna be some kind of fucking weird shit? No, but it wasn't. It wasn't at all. It went as it went as planned. There was no stabbings of any kind. Oh well, there was. The only stabbing was this. That it was. Yeah, I didn't even know. Yeah, the stabbing of pussy with my dick. That was the only. That was and maybe her ass, but but yeah, that was Sunday. But yeah, if you're interested, like, this is the kind of thing that's going to be discussed in Thor's workshop. So let me see. Yeah, I mean, check the link in the description. It's there. Um, let me let's try and post it in the chat as well. Where's it at? Okay. Yeah, just post the link in the chat as well if you're interested. Um, so yeah, check it out. But on to the topic at hand. Yeah, just want to show you guys the video. Hopefully, I don't get demonetized about it. But demonetized. What am I talking about? I don't give a shit about demonetization. I mean, I hope I don't my stream. I hope the video doesn't get taken down because I shared it. But let me see. Yeah, we'll watch it. I'll do some commentary on it. Um,
So, Israel, I've been trying to help you for quite a while now, and I just figured it's probably time to do a little update on what's been going on. When we first started working together, when I first started helping you, I told you the plan was to get you out of the hood, out of the neighborhood, away from the gangs, change your phone number, relocate, kind of cut all ties to that world, and build a new life for you and your kids. And for a while, it was going great. It was going very smoothly. You and I were communicating really well. I was giving you, I got you a car, I got you a monthly apartment, and I was giving you $300-400 a day.
okay, so let me just give you some background. Okay, so this guy, like I said, he does interviews with down and out kind of people all over America. Honestly, they're good. They're entertaining. They're interesting. But the guy is obviously very blue pill. Like, he's extremely blue pill. Um, the channel is called Soft White Underbelly. It's interesting stuff. But yeah, I mean, this episode caught my attention. Originally he did an interview with her, and it was just about her life, about how she was hoeing herself out. Like, she I'm not gonna lie, she sounded like she did have a rough upbringing. Like, it wasn't, but at the same time, she definitely had a rough upbringing. But it still doesn't take away from the point. You cannot trust a hoe. You can't. And you can hear the simp in this guy's voice. Listen to what he did, man. He bought her. He's paying for a car. He's paying for a house, and he's giving her $300 or $400 a day. That's next level simping. That is like hardcore simping. Like, for literal, like, she's a straight up 304, actually like sex working, like banging a lot of guys every single day, kind of shit. Um, so it's just like, dude, like it's just this is kind of wow. This is top tier simping. I like it's weird because I respect the guy's channel. It's pretty cool. Like his channel is pretty fucking cool, man. Like the interviews he does, they're all very good, but the guy just is obviously very blue pill.
For you and your kids. And then right around the time of the second video, some things changed. I noticed the communication changed. Like instead of having conversations or whatever kind of communication we had, which was great, it became just money requests, just short little like, I need $700, I need $800, I need $1,000. It even grew to like there was a couple of days where I think I gave you 1,000, then you asked for a second 1,000 in the same day, $2,000. You were up in the mountains with you went to the mountains.
Giving a hoe thousands of dollars a day. I mean, like this is just like next level stuff, it's just anyway, we'll go on and listen to it.
With your boys? Yeah. And then
just one more point. Like the other thing is when a guy does these kind of things for a woman, like excessively simping, giving excessive amounts of money, the girls may appear to like it. Of course they're going to like it, but their respect for you as a man will go down. They don't respect you. In fact, they will resent you. Like it's like the more you do, it's like these chicks. It's almost like they're entitled to it. They'll feel entitled to it after a while. At the start, they might be very grateful, very happy, but like the more you do it, the more entitled they become. And that's like kind of like just like females in general. Like it's like their entitlement to like oh, they're Prince Charming. 6 foot tall. 6-figure income. 6-pack abs. They're like kind of feeling like entitled to it, and that's why so many of them extend their party years and then end up missing the whole marriage train, baby train. That's happening like to millions and millions and millions and millions of women all around the world. Like they're just deluded into thinking that they're men, and they're not. Like they're not. Like they're really not.
There were days where you needed $2,000, and I questioned you on that because it seemed like a hell of a lot of money to be giving, a mom and 2 kids. But I was out of town, you were out of town. The cabins can get expensive, I guess, or the ski lifts or whatever. And I just said, let me just ride this out and see how it goes. And then I came back from my trip, and I'm driving to the gym in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. It's dark, and I happen to drive past your apartment on my way to the gym, and I look at your place, and the lights are on, but you're out of town. And I'm like, that's weird. You left the lights on. No big deal. And then the next day I drive past, and the lights are off, and the blinds are open, and I'm like, something's going on. So I was just confused. And with those large money requests, which were happening on a daily basis, it got to look very suspicious. So I asked you to get together and meet rather than just texting. And when you did come over, I was waiting for you at your apartment. You were a few hours late, and I had to use the bathroom.
You see what I said? How ungrateful like chicks are. You can like give he's paying for the apartment. He's bought her a car. He's giving her thousands of dollars sometimes per day, and regularly it appears average. He's giving her at least hundreds every day, and then sometimes thousands a day. And she shows up a few hours late to meet him. I just want to like just the level of contempt these women will have for a guy that simps that hard for them. Like they're not going to respect you for it. Like they just don't give a fuck. Like they want the money, they want it. They'll want. Of course, they're going to want it. They're going to like they'll. But they're just not going to respect you as a man. Like they're not going to like think, oh, they're going to think you're a fucking loser, because they know they don't deserve it. They know deep down that like I'm a dirty, dirty, down and out, traitorous, like bad, bad bitch. They know deep down that like why am I getting this? Like I don't deserve it. And then so they think, why is this guy must be a fucking loser, even though he's helping me out. He's trying to save me. Trying to be. He's basically white knighting. I'd say this is more like white knighting than simping. It's a bit of both. It's a bit of both. Um. It's just a bit of both. It's like it's just all fuck. It's there's so many red flags. I mean, just can you even comprehend that? Imagine someone give you like thousands of dollars per day, like bought you a car, and is paying for your rent, and you show up hours late. Like you're a fucking dickhead. Like there's no like, you know.
At some point, I went to I couldn't find anywhere to go to the bathroom, so I just figured I'm paying for that apartment. I should just use her bathroom. So I go to the manager and ask for a second key.
Crimson Eclipse says, "Why, brother, doing everything for her? She'll only mention the things you didn't do for her. Just do you, bro. Absolutely, good comment. I like it. You know, um, yeah, they'll always mention the things you didn't do for them. It's just not. It's like excessive simping like this. Any kind of simping is not gonna help you out. If you're gonna treat a woman, make sure it's because you're just." It's for you. It's not for her. It's not. If you ever take a woman out, if you're buying her dinner, just make sure like it's just not a big deal, like for you. Like don't be excessively buying gifts for chicks. Don't be excessively um you know just going out of your way too much. That's when it becomes simping, like. But
To your apartment, and the manager goes, "Oh, we already gave out the second key." And I'm like, "Who would you give a second key out to? You're not going to give it to your young kids." And I go, "That's strange that the second key is missing." He's like, "Oh, there's a black guy that comes in and out of that apartment all the time." And I'm like, "There is." And my suspicions kind of like start, all the pieces start to fit. So I took the key. They gave me the.
you can just hear this, like the blue pill in his voice. His voice is kind of trembling. I mean, like I said, I like his content. He makes great content, but the guy is like so like heavily blue pilled. He just doesn't get it. He doesn't get what he's dealing with. Like he doesn't understand. Like he's just well, in some sense he does a little bit now because he's calling her out, but like just to the level of simp, the level of white knighting he did was so excessive that maybe this will be his red pilling, his red pill moment, because it was so like everything he did was so thrown back in his face. But it's still, I can still hear the blue pill in his voice. So
Master key. I go up there and I open up the door and I expect a lot of kids stuff and toys. And when you have kids, there's all kinds of toys and shoes and clothes and stuff like that. And
in Ireland, this is what we call an innocent bastard. The innocent bastard expected expected her apartment, 304's apartment, to be filled with kids' toys and shit. No, it's gonna be filled with. Well, let's just hear what it's gonna be filled with. But
instead, there's lots of other stuff. There were adult sex toys and outfits and a lot of other stuff like that, but no signs of any kids in that apartment. And there's definitely a dude around. And so tell me what things turned into, because it wasn't. I'd love to hear your side of the story, because it isn't what I had planned.
Yeah, no.
So it's just to preface this, you have a very serious gang background, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the Blood Gang in South Central, which I think is the
No, the Blood Gang is the ex that originally had the kids, but my ties are with the Crips.
Oh, your Crips.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
He's trying to white knight for a chick that is like has been affiliated with gangs and still is affiliated with gangs. It's like, I mean, the level of innocence this guy has to have is pretty heavy, you know. Like even blue pill guys would even blue pill guys would probably steer clear of this situation. Like you know, it's just there's so many red flags. You know, the fucking gang boyfriends, you know, gangster baby daddies. It's just like stay away, man. Just stay the fuck away. Like another thing, here's another thing. Like if you if there's any kind of chick that if you're man, it goes without saying, but it needs to be said. It's kind of on topic. Like if there's any chick that you're interested in banging or dating, and she's been dealing with like fucking dirty ass, like, you know, guys that are in gangs, or they're filthy ass ex-boyfriends, or just like they are massive red flags. Like you want to like steer clear of those hoes, because those a lot of like there are bad boys, like the bad boys that they can still be blue pilled as fuck, you know. You understand, like the kind of jealousy, the one-itis. Like a lot of prisons are talked about it before. A lot of prisons, a lot of guys in prisons are probably in prison for you know, white knighting and stuff, and you know, getting jealous and you know, attacking their, you know, attacking a guy that hit on their girlfriend or their wife or whatever. um yeah, just don't deal with hoes that have a dirty past. That's why you don't deal with them, because you know, blue pill alphas or whatever, guys that'll fucking, you know, try and stab you for banging their whole ass girlfriend. So you know, just something to be aware of. You know, just like it's not worth it dealing with dirty 304s. You know, um, it's gonna, because you're gonna deal with all her fucking problems as well. You know, so I mean, it goes without saying, but some guys need to hear it. You know.
Yeah. That's where he's from. And
So the money I was giving you, the thousands and up, that was going to him.
yeah, majority of it.
Yeah. And this happens a lot, just so for people that are unaware of this. I've done this with a lot of girls in your situation, and it very often will go into this kind of scenario where a dude will walk in and come in, and they're either trying to extort money from me, they're trying to rob me, they're trying to figure out some way to get the money from you, from me, from whoever, and they become very greedy very quickly. So that was happening here.
Yeah.
So Crimson Eclipse says that one-itis is what gets men either locked up or buried or 6 feet under, all because of a 304 that was horny the night before. Yeah, man, that's the way it is. You know, damn, you know, there's like, you know, we've all been there. If you've ever been out, you know, in a club or a bar, you know, I'm sure we've all run into situations where some dickhead, you know, gets all fucking protective over his dirty whole girlfriend that you were just trying to fucking whatever, you were trying to hit on her or whatever. You know, and they get all tough and shit. And you know, it's never worth fighting over a chick. It's never worth fighting over some bitch, you know. That's the thing. Like, so like, that's if some guy steps to you, like for talking to his chick. He's a blue pill dickhead. Like, you know, what are you doing bringing your girlfriend out to a bar or a club anyway? So, you know, you could either beat his ass or he's going to get his ass beaten. You know, eventually he's going to get his ass beaten or locked up. You know, if you know, he beats a guy, then he could get locked up for beating a guy, or he could get killed because, you know, he gets his ass fucking handed to him, as in handed dead to him for fucking stepping to a guy over his silly little bitch. You know, so you know, but you know, she's just admitting here. She's just admitting now, like, that, you know, she was extorting the guy for his money. So she was swindling the guy. No one cares, you know. No, there's not going to be a Netflix series about it. There's not going to be this outcry about, oh, you know how all men, you know. It's just like she's admitting it. Kamfachan says this is the type of chick that sets it guys up to get robbed or killed. I mean, seems like it, man. Like she you know, definitely she fits that description. She fits that bill for sure. PH says he's a pay pig. Yeah, he's literally a pay pig. Like, you know, like paying a lot, you know. This guy must be fucking loaded because, you know, if he's buying her fucking, you know, paying that much. But yeah.
And this is the guy that you are romantically involved with as well, right?
Yeah.
You so tell me how you stand on all of this. It's
I don't know. It's kind of like
Yeah, like I said it before, but you can really hear the blue pill in his voice. Like, I mean, it almost sounds like he had, like, I mean, if he's, you know, trying to help this, if he's trying to white knight for this chick so much, maybe he was infatuated with her to some degree, or, you know, because he's, even when he said, the way he says, you know, you were romantically involved with this guy, it's like you can hear it, like you can hear the, like, jealousy, almost like the hurt in his voice or something. It's like, yeah, it's like, damn, you fallen for like a literal, like, ratchet ass hole. Like, nah, just stay away, man. You gotta stay away, man. I mean, you just, you know, like, if people in this situation, the thing about it is, like, people that are in, like, situations like this, they can only save themselves. They need to want to save themselves first. They need to want to, like, leave that lifestyle, and then, like, you know, you know, they can seek out help then, or, you know. But the thing is, like, she obviously had no intention of leaving this lifestyle. Like, there's no, like, she didn't have any intention, but this guy came in trying to white knight, trying to, like, be the Prince Charming, trying to save her from this, like, life of being a hoe. And but she had no intention, so it's just fruitless efforts. And you know, it's just like he's just being a pay pig, getting ripped off, you know, getting swindled. And he brought, you know, to be honest, he brought it on himself. You know, it's because, like, you know, sure, yeah, she had a rough life or whatever, but she didn't want to leave. Like, she has no intention of leaving that life. Same with, like, anything, like drug addicts, alcoholics. Like, if you're an alcoholic, someone can try and save you. They're never going to be able to save you if you don't want to save yourself first. Like, it just doesn't work like that. You can't, you know, it just doesn't work like that. You have to want to save yourself first.
I don't know. It's like a lot to take in. Like, I feel like you know, he's not a bad person, but not a good person, I guess you could say, to be around.
and this whole gang life has been part of your life since you were 13 or so, right?
Yeah.
So when you finally did show up that day, that afternoon, at your apartment, I kind of called you out on all this stuff, and you basically just denied it and said, no, there's been no guy around here for a long time. And I'm like, so I think this is not your behavior that we're seeing. I think you're being controlled, probably. Is that what you, I hate to put words in your mouth, but I don't think you're going to even say it because you're afraid of repercussions from saying anything, right? Because he'll see this video and all that, so I don't want to get you in trouble. But typically that's how it goes down with these gang member type dudes that are hustling girls. Because they're gang member pimps, and that's what this is probably looking more like. It's a very different thing and very dangerous.
The reality is, if she wanted to leave that lifestyle, she could. Like, he gave her ample amounts of help, resources to be able to leave the lifestyle. All she would have had to have done is pick up her stuff, move to another state. You know, the guy was already paying for everything. He's paying for the car. He's paying for the apartment. He's giving her fucking tons of money. You know, more than enough to live on. Like, there's like, regardless of whether she's in a gang or not, she could have bounced, you know, left that shit, bounced to some random part of America, you know, he would have paid for the apartment. You know, if she wanted to, regardless if she's involved with dangerous gangs or whatever, you know, they're not. You know, they're not probably going to chase her down that hard. Like, I mean, you know, I'd say that these gangs are probably pretty fucking. Yeah, I doubt they have the wherewithal or the resources. They're probably fucking pretty messy. It's not. Yeah, I'd say we're dealing. The gangs they're talking are probably some pretty ratchet ass gangs. They're not like. It's not like the fucking. They're not. It's not the mafia they're dealing with here, and they're not gonna. You know. Anyway, my point is, she could have bounced. She could have saved herself. She didn't want to. Like, she in some way she's addicted to this lifestyle. She enjoys being a part of it. So that's why it was a waste of time from the get-go. And if this guy was red pill aware, he would have known that from the immediate start. Just after talking to this girl for a few minutes, you could look at her, sum her up, say, "Oh, this is I'm just gonna waste my money. I mean, it's gonna be a waste of time. It's a bad idea. Like, well, there's gonna be no rewards for this. I'm not gonna be some kind of hero. It's not gonna work out." But Kanfachan says the problem with 304s is that they're inherently scandalous, which makes them unpredictable and untrustworthy. You have to be on your guard around them at all times. Yep, very, very true. Unpredictable and untrustworthy. That's it, man. I mean, even normal girls can be unpredictable and untrustworthy. You know, so not to mention a chick like this. You know, like, man, like, you know, regular chicks can be unpredictable and untrustworthy. Like, they can lie, cheat, maybe not steal. I think regular girls probably not going to steal from you, but certainly lie and cheat. You know, certainly lie and cheat. Yeah, but
And for me, I'm too busy and too involved in all these other things to even get involved in any of this gang stuff. And I just don't have time for this kind of shenanigans and all the kind of BS. So I've told you that I'm out. I can't, you know, these viewers of mine are donating money to a GoFundMe, and a lot of that money goes to you. But it looks like that money is now starting to go to somebody else, and I got to protect that. So that's why I told you I'm done with my help, which is a shame because you have so much potential and so many people believe in you and want to help you. But you're under the control of somebody who's very dangerous, and your behavior, it seems more loyal to him than to me.
Yeah, I'm just trying to help you and your kids out, but in doing that, I end up helping him out.
That's a very interesting thing he said there. Her loyalty, she's more loyal to her pimp than she is to the guy that's trying to white knight for her. That's very true. Like, you know, these chicks will be way more loyal to the bad boy, the guy that treats her badly, but, you know, makes her feel a certain way. You know, gets her. You know, he's exciting. He's, you know, it's just different. The nice guy, the white knight, is too safe. It's like, you know. But it's just interesting. It's like, you know, it goes back to the whole thing, you know, make rules for the beta and break rules for the alpha. It's like the alpha, like, you know, I prefer to say like make rules for the guy that they're not attracted to and break rules for the guy that they are attracted to. Like, I've seen this play out in real life, real time. You know, I'm sure we've all seen it to some degree, but, you know, maybe we've seen some guy say something to a girl, some really rude thing or something, but, you know, maybe if you said it, you wouldn't get away with it, or, you know, it's just because she likes that guy or something, that she lets it slide, she laughs at it. The funniest one, the most obvious one is if you're in a group or whatever, you're in a group and some guy makes a joke that not even a joke, maybe it's some joke that it's not even funny, no one else really laughs, but one girl that clearly likes the guy will burst out laughing and think everything the guy says is funny, and she'll be like blushing and stuff, and everyone else is like, what the, it's not that funny, bitch, like shut the fuck up. But we all know what's going on, really, you know. She just wants to suck the guy's dick real hard. But so it's kind of like, you know, rose tinted glasses kind of shit, you know. It's just, you know, girls will treat guys that, you know, girls will have, sometimes they'll have, you know, they'll have so much more respect for a guy that treats them like shit over the guy that is like genuinely, you know, the nice guy, the guy that is doing the right thing. And it's just, we see it play over time and time again. It's just the reality of the world we live in. It's why it's why a lot of guys have trouble with game, and have, you know, have trouble with women, because they think, you know, told by society, oh, you have to be the nice guy, you have to do, you know, you have to take her out on 3 dates and then you can kiss her on the hand. It's just all this garbage, like all this fucking garbage. While in reality, the bad boys are raw dogging the girl's ass on the first date, you know, while the nice guy gets ghosted after the 3rd date. You know, so it's like, it really is like, you know, make rules for the beta, break rules for the alpha. Like it's just it's a dog eat dog world in the sexual marketplace. Like, and it's just mad. It's just a crazy world. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, nature, humans are animals. Like, we're all animals, you know. It's a concrete jungle we're living in, you know, so it's not all like, I mean, it's as civilized as it's ever been, really. I mean, it was much more savage in throughout the centuries, you know, in you know, historical times. But, you know, so there's still you know, that's as savage as it gets, you know, the just female nature, just the way they select the guys that are allowed to fuck them, you know, over the fucking weak, you know, the guys that they perceive to be weak. And it's a lot about perception as well. It's sometimes female perception can be fucked up. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean, and it doesn't. That's why I don't like. I prefer to say, you know, females make rules for the guys that they're not attracted to, and break rules for the guys that they are attracted to, because, you know, the common phrase is, you know, chicks make rules for the guys that they're not attracted to, and chicks break rules for the alpha and make rules for the beta. It's not always true, because sometimes the guy, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean the guy's alpha. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean the guy's alpha at all. Like, just because a chick is attracted to him, because female perception can be fucked up, you know. They can be attracted to fucking losers and like, you know, absolute fucking dickheads. But the thing is, they'll often have that kind of, they'll have dark triads. They'll they'll have some kind of there'll be, you know, there'll be some badness in them, you know. And females are attracted to that, you know, because I don't know what it is, but well, I do know what it is. It's just that, you know, fe- females just don't want to be pedestalized. They don't want to be feel because it makes them, it makes them feel unsafe. Like if a guy is pedestalizing the chick too much, she'd be like, oh, what, you know, can this guy really protect me? Is this guy, you know, why is he worshiping me so much? You know, it's like there's definitely a weird balance to be struck. Um, Crimson Eclipse says he's a nice guy equals I don't want to fuck him. Womanese 101. Yep. That's why when a chick ever says it's you're a nice guy, you got to take it as an insult because it is. It actually is. It's not. She doesn't mean you're a nice guy. I mean, chicks have said it to me before, and it's like, and even in situations where I haven't been nice to them, I haven't been a nice guy to them, but I know what they're saying. They're saying, "Oh, you're you know, you're nice." They're saying, "I don't want to fuck you." That's what they're saying. And even in situations where I haven't been nice to them, and it just that's womanese. Yeah, it is womanese. It's like, you know, there was no instant. Yeah, I just there's a few times I remember that, you know, instances. I think there was one recently. Yeah, there was one. I like there was no instance where I was nice to her. It was like, no, we're just it wasn't even a big deal, but it was just a chick that I was talking to in a bar, and I was like, as soon as she said, "Oh, you're so nice, you're such," I knew she was being patronizing. I don't waste time with chicks, but so I can, you know, figure them out very quickly. But you know, she did drop the nice guy bomb on me, and I was like, okay, this chick isn't interested. Bounce. Like I was out, and I wasn't. Thing is, I wasn't nice to her at all. I was just being, you know, I was being myself. But uh, Crimson Eclipse says society wants you to twiddle your thumbs while she gets ran through by the entire globe, and then expects you to pick up the expensive tab. Marriage after she's had her fun. Fuck all of that. Fuck all of that. Indeed, marriage is like a. It's an art. It's almost like an archaic thing. It's like I'm a little bit. I would say I'm pretty black pilled about marriage. To be honest, like, you know, I because I just think just the world we live in is so it's just it's almost it's not feasible anymore. It's not that it never could work, but it's just very difficult because with all the social media, it's just it invades your home. It invades your peace of mind. Like there's no escaping it. Like there's no escaping the, you know, like I just think a lot of marriages, and no, I don't think a lot of marriages do like fall apart, and a lot of that's to do with just the age we live in, because there's so much outside influence, there's so much interference from, you know, social media. Women have access to so many, like, I mean, if your chick is on social media and you're in a relationship with her or you're married to her or whatever, you know, they're basically saying that, you know, they're up for sale, you know. So like your chick's just going to be constantly bombarded by, if she's a decent chick and she uses social media and it's public, and she's going to be very tempted eventually, because, you know, she might, you know, there's a temptation just incessantly just coming at her, like there's guys in her inbox, you know, and eventually she's going to look at a guy and oh, he's hot, you know, I want to suck his dick. You know, eventually it's going to get to that point. But you know, that's basically what's going on. You know, it's just like marriage. It's like it seems like an archaic thing. It's just not worth it anymore. I mean, it's. I always thought, you know, I've always thought, even when I was blue pill, you know, I always thought marriage was, and I no, it still is. It's basically, it benefits women. Like marriage doesn't benefit like an alpha male, like a guy that, you know, at a base level, every man wants to like hook up with like a lot of chicks, like and a monogamous, like a traditional marriage, that doesn't benefit an alpha male. And it being like no real alpha male wants to be with just one woman for the rest of his life. it's not. I don't care. I don't. Someone can argue with me about it, whatever. I don't. It's not an alpha trait to want to only bang one. It's not natural, actually. It's not in a male nature to only want to bang one woman for the rest of his life. That sex life only, like, I don't know, like, each to their own. But I'm pretty sure, like, I've come to the conclusion that, like, you can you can only have a really good sex life with one woman for a pretty short period of time. Like, as in, like, remain very, like, you know, sexually attracted to her for a pretty short period of time. Because it's not that you might, like, if you're a healthy man, you should be able to get physically aroused, even though, but like, over a number of years, like, after a number of years, your mental stimulation of the idea of having sex with your partner, because, after 4 or 5 years, it's gonna be near dead. Like, you even if you're able to get physically aroused, you'll still be like this. You'll be like, you're so used to the female, you know, like, at a base level, like, our job as men is to spread the seed and get with as many women as possible at our base, like, at a human level, like, as as creatures, as, animals. That's the male's job, to spread the seed. So that's, it's just, so that's why it's like an unnatural thing to be monogamous with just one woman. So the reason women want marriage, the reason marriage benefits women, is because it's like, they have to raise the children, they have to, they need financial support, they need protection, they need all that stuff. And they want the strong seed. It's just, but anyway. uh Chan says, Mac, an alpha guy can be a social pariah or social benefactor. Prisons are full of alphas, so are corporate offices. Indeed, indeed. You know, Chad and Tyrone are alpha, but so are Pookie and Ray Ray. One type benefits society, the other type are scumbags who don't do much for society. Yeah, there's a whole spectrum of you know alpha, beta type guys. But yeah, I mean, it's like the red pill. It's like the red pill. It can be used to, I can't remember who I heard say this, but it can be used to heat your home or burn your house down. It's like how you choose to use that alpha. So some guys maybe have alpha traits. They can use it to, like, become, CEO of a company, or they can use it to become a criminal and end up in prison or dead, that kind of way. So it's like same kind of analogy with the red pill. You can use the red pill to benefit your life, to navigate the world, help you understand the truth of the world we live in. Then you can operate, more, have a better understanding of reality. Or you can use the red pill to, like, just get despondent, get depressed, fuck everything, it's all pointless kind of shit. So it can be positive or it can be destructive.
Which is not my intention. So, is there anything you'd like to say about any of this?
Not really.
See, you can just say she doesn't give a fuck. Like, she doesn't give a shit, because this was always the plan. Like, dude, she always knew this guy was a punk. Like, she always knew this guy was a sucker. Um, uh, she knew she was going to play this guy. She was going to swindle this guy. From the get go. Like, it's her job, man. She's like, that's how sweet she does. Like, she's a professional swindler. Like, she fucking works the streets. She, gets yeah, but yeah, she doesn't give a fuck. She has no remorse. She doesn't care.
I mean, I don't know if it's time for law enforcement to come in and do something. I can't do this as one guy with a camera. I'm just a dude that found this little story that's interesting, but I can't start fighting the Crips.
And I don't think she says it in this interview, but I saw another interview with the interviewer, the guy that was giving her the money. The only reason she's here doing this interview is because he's given her money to do the interview as well. So, like, she's not remorseful. She obviously, you can just look at her. She doesn't even want to be there. The only reason she's there is because the guy had to pay her to do the interview. But she just looks like she's disinterested. She's like, this fucking loser, get me out of here. He's wasting my time. I could be out selling my ass on the street. But
by myself with a camera.
Yeah.
I can only do so much, and I got to protect my own safety and stuff like that. I feel for you, and I'd love to help you, but I tried to relocate you. I want you to change your number, and that never happened. And I thought I had a good plan in place, but next thing I know, the dude's living in your apartment with you.
That's exactly what I was just saying. Like, I mean, this chick could have gotten out of the situation. This guy was giving her insane amounts of assistance, insane amounts of help. It would have been easy. Wherever she's at, she's in LA or something, I guess. She could have bounced to some other state. She's not going to get followed. She could change her number. She could get away from that situation easily. Like, it wouldn't be that difficult. I mean, it would have been easy, it would have been easy. It would have been simple. She just bounced to another state. He buys her pays her rent, gives her money, but he was giving her insane amounts of assistance, like giving her thousands a day. It would have been simple. If she wanted to, she could have done it. It would have been, and it wouldn't have been that hard. But she didn't want to. She never wanted to. It was never in her intentions to change, or like, she just was wanting to swindle the guy for his money. That was it.
So I don't know where I can go from here. I don't know what I can do. I can't help much further while there's people like this involved in the situation. So what's his name? Is your dude's name?
Fly.
Fly. And he's outside?
Yeah.
You want to see if I can get him to come in?
Yeah, well, he parked around the corner because it was like no parking.
Let me see if I can get him to come in.
Anyway, yeah, maybe just play.
All right, so this is Fly.
Just to let you guys, like, he had to pay. They're not here voluntarily. Like, why would they come here voluntarily, exposing themselves as swindling the guy? No, I heard in another interview, the guy, he had to pay them. That's the only reason he was able to get them on camera and to kind of admit this, and because they were getting money. He probably paid them a bunch. He's already given her thousands. I mean, he was probably, what's a couple of grand more, to do an interview.
And you are, how would you describe yourself? You are Isvaria's boyfriend?
Yes.
Are you her money manager as well?
Yes.
Would you call it a pimp?
I wouldn't use that per se, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are knowing.
I wouldn't use that per se, but yeah. Man, like, yo, like, this just a hopeless case, hopeless. Ironic she's wearing a jumper, a hoodie that says hope. There's no hope. There's no hope for this chick. There is not any hope.
Each other for a while?
Yeah.
And you're a Crip.
Yes, I am.
You're a Crip. You grew up in South Central?
Yes.
So, I was trying to help out Azariah with, getting a stable situation for her and her kids. And
one thing I don't understand is I thought being a gang member in the USA is illegal. So I don't. Why would you expose yourself like that? I don't know. Is it like, plus he's saying on camera that he's a pimp. I thought, why would you expose yourself like that? Why would you say it? Why? Like, if I'm sure he is, but I doubt they're the most intelligent people we're dealing with here. But yeah, I thought they could be, they're kind of putting a target on their heads, exposing themselves. But like I said, I doubt they're the most intelligent kind of folk.
help her with the drug addiction and education and job and all, supporting herself.
Right.
And the money that I was giving her started increasing and increasing. I was giving out thousands a day at some point. I think that was probably going to you at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's because you're her money manager.
Right.
Does that money, where's that money go? Because she's still asking me for like $25 for gas and stuff like that. So she's not getting it.
It go towards me, the kids, and sometimes her. Depends on what it is.
Mm-hmm. And you've been doing this kind of work for how long?
Since I was 18.
How old are you now?
30.
30. You've done prison time?
Yes, I have.
What kind of stuff for?
Just minor possessions. It's nothing too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry you guys just had a miscarriage recently. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Where do you, are you trying to help Azariah in any way?
Yeah, she helped me. I'm trying to help her get out this life. Once you in it, you in it. It's hard to shake it, but I'm trying.
Yeah, it's hard getting out of the hood. You guys both of you grew up, a lot of people I interviewed grew up in a household that was just, everyone was hustler. Everyone's just trying to survive, right?
Yeah, my whole family gang members.
Your whole family's gang members. Yeah. No, and once you come from that environment, you can't just go to Chipotle and get a job and survive. You're going to have to figure out some hustle. That's all you've ever known, right? The role models you had were probably
drug dealers and pimps.
Yeah. So I can't really blame you for anything. Yeah, I could point the finger at Azariah for, lying to me, but then it goes to you, but then it's not even you, it's your family or parents or role models or grandparents or I don't even know. It gets very confusing because you can blame poverty, or you can blame lack of education, lack of opportunities that you guys had. You could blame the rich for not sharing their wealth, and it gets very messy.
It really do.
Very complicated. But I wish you guys the best of luck, and I hope you guys figure out a way to get a better life for her and her kids and for yourself, and hope you guys have a great year.
Me too.
All right, man. Thanks, Azariah.
All right, so there you have it. Kamfachan says this chick is a classic example of why you can't save 304s. They don't want to be saved. He needs to stop trying to Captain Save-A-Ho and retire his cape. Yeah, man. I mean, I saw a subsequent interview the interviewer did on some other podcast, and he talked about the situation. And it appeared he was somewhat of a red pilling experience for him. He knew that he had been swindled. He acknowledged that he had been played. So maybe it's the catalyst for him, coming awakening. But I don't know. Some guys, they're just blue pill for life. they're just gonna remain. But yeah, it's just your money can be better spent. It's no point in if you really want to do some charitable work, then I mean, give it to people who want to be saved, not to someone who you cannot save. Like that's why it's so important to be red pill, because you need to understand the difference between someone who's if you want to help someone, you need to understand the difference between someone who can be helped and someone who cannot be helped. And like 304s, they can't be helped. They're unsavable. Yeah, man, it's like Crimson Eclipse says, yeah, sooner you realize and internalize this, the better your life will be. Indeed. Yeah, I mean, this is like obviously a kind of an extreme example of white knighting. I would call it quite extreme. Buying a girl a car, paying for a rent, and giving her thousands and thousands of dollars. Paying her daily hundreds, then like occasionally giving her thousands. So that's quite an extreme example of white knighting. But even on like guys do this kind of stuff on a smaller scale every day of the week, all over the world, just white knighting unnecessarily. I've told a story before about my friend on a bus, where there was a situation where this was many years ago, but even for my friend, he was funny enough, I think he's still pretty blue pill, but whatever. This was this could be like 12 years ago, I don't know. You're on a bus, some guy at the top of the bus apparently slapped his girlfriend on the back of the head. And my friend was like, oh, yo, my friend stepped in trying to be Captain Save-A-Hole, Captain White Knight, and he comes in, and the guy steps my friend, he's like, shut the fuck up, like, sit the fuck, mind your own business kind of shit. And they, got into a physical altercation. The guy was much bigger than my friend, so starts beating his ass. And not only to add insult to injury, the girl like starts insulting my friend, telling him to shut the fuck up, mind his own business. And the worst thing ever is she spat on him. Like, so that's just like that's the kind of shit that happens like everywhere. Like, so my friend trying to help the girl ends up getting it thrown back in his face and getting totally disrespected by the bitch that he's trying to help. So that's that's another example of the kind of how white knighting will go. Guys get killed. Like I'm sure, like probably there was world's a big place. There's a lot of people here, so like think about it. Guys get killed every day for white knighting. Unnecessarily white knighting. Maybe you're out and about. You see a girl and a guy arguing. Some idiot jumps in trying to white knight unnecessarily. Maybe I think there's a lot of guys that completely unnecessarily jump in and try and white knight, like trying to be trying to be all the Captain Save-A-Hole. Maybe some couple having an argument, and don't speak to her like that. Some dickhead white knight, don't speak to her like that. The guy could end up getting killed, or what could happen is he could end up getting killed, by the chick's boyfriend, or he could end up killing the guy. It can happen, and it does happen. It does happen. Like it probably happened today somewhere. It probably happened, like I said, the world's a very big place. A lot of situations are going down right now as we speak. Probably right now as I'm doing this, podcast live, there's probably some situation unfolding right now where some dickhead is trying to white knight and he's probably going to end up dead, like within the next 10 minutes or whatever. Probably happening right now. Like I said, the world's a very big place. It's like almost 8 billion people. That's happening somewhere right now as we speak. I don't know where it is, somewhere in Europe, somewhere in Brazil. Could be happening in multiple situations all around the world. could be, you know, China, India. Trust me, that's happening right now as we speak. Some guy is going to end up dead, probably right now. He could be getting stabbed right now for white knighting or stabbing someone. So he's going to end up, you know, they're the extreme examples, but they're happening all over the world. So it's just not worth it. It's not. You got to be, you know, look out for yourself as a guy. You know, not to say you can't be charitable, you can't be helpful, you can't be, you know, use your, you know, but yeah, just like I said, like unnecessarily jumping in, trying to be the, you know, the tradcon, like nice guy, you know, that is going to save the day and you're going to be the hero and everyone's going to clap on the bus. No, you're going to get spat on. That's what's going to happen. You know, no one's going to clap for you. You're not going to be like, oh, yay, the hero that stepped in and saved my lady. No, you're going to get kicked. You're going to get kicked in the head and spat on. No one cares. There's no reward for it. There's no reward, you know. There's no reward. You know, and you know, it is what it is. It's just fuck it, you know. The world's a dog eat dog world, you know. Crimson Eclipse says Simps jump in for a woman only to get beat down. Dude, literally it's happening. Trust me, it's happening somewhere right now as we speak. That's happening somewhere. You believe it. Like, but yeah, guys, I mean, just, you know, look out for yourselves, you know, look out for your friends, but you know, it's not worth that's why the red pill is so important, you know. Just you gotta fucking understand, like, you know, there's a lot of people out there trying to take advantage of you. You know, they'll try and take advantage of your charitable deeds, or of your goodwill. So just yeah. But just to remind you guys, let me just share this. Yeah, so there's going to be Red Pill Thor is doing a one-time only Game 9000 video webinar. It's going to feature Red Pill Thor, Sterling Cooper, myself, Mac the DAYGAMER, HUDs, and Affy Kingdom. It's going to be held on April 25th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. PST. Okay, so Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, so it's right there. I missed that at the start. It was right there. So yeah, the workshop webinar on level 9000 game, how to get started with threesome game, harem game, BDSM, lifestyle, escalation, erotic dirty talk, and much more. So I mean, it's you know, if you're interested in this kind of topic, you know, this kind of lifestyle, like in having a very active sex life, which a lot of guys, you know, want to have. This webinar could really, you know, change your lives, really. I mean, if you can really drop some seriously good game, and it's all packaged into one short one webinar, you know, 3 hours long. So that's why I like this whole concept, because it's like it's packaged up. There's some there's really good speakers, and yeah, it's just gonna, you know, for guys that, you know, they're maybe not happy with their sex size at the moment, this could really like level you up, you know, tell you exactly what you need to know, different aspects. You know, we're all going to bring a different kind of aspect to it, you know. We've very, you know, different people involved. So if you're interested in that, you know, certainly click the link in the description, sign up, and yeah, it's going to be a good time for sure. So yeah, check that out, guys. But as usual, like, comment, subscribe, and you know, all that good stuff. Yeah, so until next time, peace out, guys. Have a good one. Bye bye.